Witam Was serdecznie. Jest godzina 12, zatem już czas zacząć naszą kolejną wirtualną podróż. Tak jak zapowiadaliśmy, tak jak było w wydarzeniu, dzisiaj zabierzemy Was do wyjątkowego kierunku, jakim niewątpliwie są Wyspy Owcze. Mamy nadzieję, że będzie Wam się podobało, a w zasadzie jesteśmy pewni. Na początku chciałabym Was zapytać, czy nas dobrze słychać, czy w zasadzie mnie teraz dobrze słychać, czy nas widzicie. Napiszcie proszę tradycyjnie w komentarzu. Chcielibyśmy mieć pewność, że wszystko działa technicznie, zanim zaczniemy Wam opowiadać o Wyspach Owczych. Czekamy na Wasze komentarze. Widzę, że już jest parę osób z nami. Także napiszcie proszę w komentarzach, że jest ok. One zawsze troszeczkę później do nas docierają. Facebook po prostu tak działa, także chwileczkę poczekamy. Piotrek już napisał, że widzimy, czyli jest ok i rozumiem, że się słyszymy. Super, szybko tym razem poszło. Bardzo się cieszę. Widzę, że mamy kilka nowych osób na naszych wirtualnych podróżach, dlatego krótko się przedstawię. Nazywam się Elwira Urbańczyk i reprezentuję firmę Make Break, w której przygotowujemy wyjazdy szyte na miarę, zarówno dla klientów indywidualnych, jak i klientów biznesowych. Zajmujemy się także różnego rodzaju eventami, konferencjami, wydarzeniami, także w formie online, gdyż teraz wiele rzeczy przeniosło się do online'u. Tak jak wspomniałam, jest to kolejne spotkanie z cyklu wirtualnych podróży. I co to są w ogóle wirtualne podróże? Wirtualne podróże są to spotkania w formule online na naszym fanpage'u na Facebooku, kiedy w czasie rzeczywistym łączymy się z kimś z różnych zakątków świata i nasz gość, który mieszka w tym miejscu, opowiada o nim i jednocześnie troszkę nam je pokazuje. Także mam nadzieję, że jeżeli nie mieliście jeszcze możliwości uczestniczenia w naszych wirtualnych podróżach, spodoba Wam się ta nasza wirtualna podróż i również dołączycie do kolejnych. W dniu dzisiejszym, tak jak wspomniałam, lecimy na Wyspę Owcze i naszym gościem jest Jógvan, którego już chciałabym Wam przedstawić. Hello Jógvan, how are you?
Hello there, I'm very well, thank you.
Where are you? Please say something about you.
Yes, so my name is Jógvan. I live in the Faroe Islands, and at the moment I'm located down the marina in Tórshavn city center. And you can see some things behind me. We have the harbor, and then here we have the Prime Minister's office. So I'm located down in the center city.
It looks very nice. Please say something what you would like to show us during our today meetings. The marina, I suppose.
So I'm just going to take a little bit of a walk here in the center area. So we'll be walking through the marina, and then we're going to pass the old city of Tórshavn, where we're going to see some old, small, local and iconical houses as well. And then we're going to come back down where we have the cathedral, and then down to the old marketplace in Vågsbotnir on the other side of the marina.
Thanks. Can you say something general about Faroe Islands? Where is it? How big they are? How many islands? And some general information about that, because I feel that in Poland it's not very popular yet, but I know some people that already visit Faroe Islands. But I want to introduce this really, I think, magical place for other people.
Yes. So the Faroe Islands is a small island group. We're located in the North Atlantic Ocean, in between Iceland and Scotland, and we are 18 islands, and there live about 52,000 people here. So it's a very small country, and we're part of the Danish kingdom. Even though we have our own flag and our own government as well, we are part of the Danish government, just like Greenland as well. And so in Tórshavn, where I'm located here, we have about 18 to 20,000 people. This is the largest city and also the capital.
How many people generally live on Faroe Islands? Because I understand that 20,000 people live in a capital city, but general?
Yes. Around the Faroe Islands, we have in total about 52,000 people. So the second largest village will be Klaksvík, and there live about 5,000 people. So there's a big difference for us from the 22 or 20,000 people in Tórshavn and down to the 5,000 in Klaksvík.
So almost all people live in the capital city, almost half of them.
Almost half of them here, yes. And then we have
Yeah.
some smaller villages just around Tórshavn, where people live as well. And these smaller villages have been almost part in Tórshavn. They are so close that we call them Tórshavn as well.
So how looks like general the life on Faroe Islands? Is it, in your opinion, easy to live there according to weather, etc., and other things?
So life in the Faroe Islands is very easy. We like to say it's very calm. It's very relaxing. Since we don't have too many people, it's very relaxing. You can take a walk down in the city center area, and typically meet someone that you know, because we are so many people, and so it's very laid back. Always take it easy and just relax and enjoy.
It seems nice. How are the people who live on Faroe Islands, if you can
People
say?
are usually very friendly, very positive and helpful, and they just take care of themselves and everyone around them. So we are very laid back people, and who are very proud of being Faroese, since we are so few in the world. So we like to stick together, and also when we're outside the Faroe Islands, if we can hear someone speaking Faroese around, we usually like to go over and then say just hello, and then we're best friends, even though we haven't been talking so much before or haven't been meeting up before. So just that we are Faroese makes it very special for us.
Maybe it is because you are a small community, so this is why you are try to be with everybody like a friends, etc. You think it can be the point of it?
Yes, it is, I'm sure.
So you often meet with the friends, and you can go to other people to their home, and you need to say in advance that you will come, or it's like unpredictable visiting as well.
Yeah, and the younger people usually like to just text in advance to say I'm coming by or so. But the elderly people, they are not used to all this internet and all these options. So usually they just pass by, go in for a cup of coffee, say hello, sit there for a nice chat, and then they move on as well. So often people have coffee prepared, because they never know when they're going to have some guests coming by or some neighbors.
Oh, nice. Because I am asking about that because I heard, for example, it's not so far from you, the Norway, and they are like, you need to say that you are come and you will visit, because nobody will open you the door when you will come without say that you will come. So this is why I am asking. But as you said, you are not big community, so you are more friendly to each other. But this is really good, I think.
Very friendly and very laid back. So time is something that we of course we do follow, but it's not so important always. So
Nice. Say something about the weather on the Faroe Islands, how it
yes,
looks like. Is it cold whole year? I heard that when it's, for example, 15 degree, you can go for a sun bath or something like that, but it can be like crazy information. I'm not sure
yeah.
if it's true or not. So say something about weather.
So the weather is always a big subject here, especially since we're very close to nature. So when we're going out for a tour or for a hike, we always need to say that the weather decides. At the moment, we have approximately 13 degrees Celsius. It's dry, and this is a typical summer day during May, June, July, and August or so. And we do have quite stable temperature, because the Mexican Gulf is passing the Faroe Islands. So during winter time, we have quite stable temperature as well. For also like during the summertime, it gets probably about the -5 degrees. It's very cold in the Faroe Islands, and when it gets 15, 17 degrees, we are very happy with the weather. So very stable temperature during most of the year, and not so much rain in the summertime as some days in the winter part.
So it was true with the sun buffer around 15 degrees. So I'm
Yes, 15,
surprised.
17 degrees. Everybody go crazy. We go to the beach. We go out for a hike. We take out our grills, and we are really enjoying the summer because that's the best summer we usually get here. These 17
Oh,
degrees. It's
but used to, I suppose. You don't have choice to not used to.
yeah, it's very very good. We really like it. So we are wearing our regular clothes, but we skip the jacket.
I see. So it's a kind of good thing because you don't need to buy a short or something like that because you can wear your clothes all over the year, I suppose.
Yeah, yes, of course.
So
So
the summer you said it's May, June, July, August, and it's around 15 degrees. So this is the best period to visit the Faroe Island.
yes, well, it depends on what you want to do when you're here. During these months from April to September or so, the nature is very green. We have very rich bird life as well. So it's very good and easy to come out and experience the different islands and the bird life and the village life we have around. And this is also where most of our events are, and where people are out enjoying. The restaurants are full of people, the cafes are full of people as well, and a lot of festivals and events are taking place as well. So this is usually our most busy part of the year.
And what about the winter time? Is it okay also to come, or we need to predict that will be like 5 degrees? But for Polish people, it's like we also kind of used to, because during the winter time we can have minus 5 degree, plus 5, 0. Sometimes can be minus 30. I don't know if you saw the temperature like that in Faroe Islands.
Yeah,
Of course, not so very often. Yeah, like last winters we have like 0, plus 5, minus 5 around. So we
yeah,
need to be like wear the same like in Poland during the winter time, I suppose.
yeah, yeah. Well, during the coldest months in the Faroe Islands, they typically are January and February. That's when we have these 0 degrees, -2 or so. And the other months from October until January, we usually have about 4 to 8 degrees. It's a little bit more rainy than it usually is during summertime. But then again, the weather, it's all right. So we can wear our usually clothes again, regular clothes, and then a jacket, and it's good. So.
You say something about festivals. There are a lot of festivals on Faroe Islands, or in the different period of the year, or during the summertime, most of them.
Yeah, most of the festivals are taking place in the summertime as well. We have about 3 or 4 big festivals in the Faroe Islands, and there usually are about 13 to 15,000 people to the larger festivals, which are almost almost like a quarter or a third of the population here. And then they take place during July and August. And we've had some great bands playing here as well. Europe has been playing here, Twisted Sisters, Natasha Bedingfield, Toto as well. So this is also some of the highlights in the Faroe summer for us.
So still, the best time to visit is during our also summertime.
This is the most busy time of the year. So it depends on what you want to see. But we also have some photographers or nature enthusiasts who really like to come here and see the Faroese winter, how the waterfalls are taking shape, and how our rough part of the nature with the cliffs and the sea stacks as well also look during the winter time. So even though the summertime is the most busy time of the year, the winter is also something that is quite unique.
Okay, so it depends, as you said, what you want to visit and what you want to see. And which period will be the best, for example, to see the whales, go to the sea and see the animals there?
Yes, we do not have any season for that. It's actually we never know when we will see them, so there's no season for that.
So it's kind of natural, and you cannot plan it in advance.
Yeah. Usually it's nothing that we plan or promote.
Okay, yeah, okay, I understand. So it doesn't matter if you will come on winter time, on the summertime will be the same. I
Yeah.
come back for a minute to the festivals. Do you recommend any special festival that we need to focus to go when it is, or whole of festivals they are worth to visit to see and to join?
Yeah. Well, we have a lot of foreign guests who are taking part, and especially the G Festival. It takes place in Eysturoy Island, a small village called Göta. And they plan this folk party for a big part of the year, making sure everything is very good and well planned for the event to take place. And here they have a lot of music, upcoming music, a little bit of artistic music, and a lot of other events as well inside the festival. So this is one of the largest one we have, and it's also been recognized for being a unique and top festival in festivals in Europe. So it's quite something. And then we have up in the north part of the Faroe Islands, Klaksvík, the second largest city again. And they have a festival called Summer Festival, and it takes place in the early August. And this is also a large folk party where people are coming together for culture and for great music as well, and just to have a good time. So these two are for sure the top ones.
The top ones. It needs to be considered.
Yes.
About some traditional things, because like whole community, for sure you have some traditional things that maybe tourists also can join or not. But what you can say about that?
Once more, please.
About some traditional things, some tradition for the people who came from Faroe Islands. If you
Yes.
can say something about that.
Yes. So tradition is a big part of our culture. We like to come together for food, for example. That's quite something. And here we do prepare like our own food, like the Faroese did in the old time. Of course, the fish is the main ingredients in the Faroese cuisines, and seafood as well. And then we have the sheep, which we prepare and ferment like they did earlier when there were no refrigerators and no freezers available here in the Faroe Islands. So you had to find new ways of making the food last. So that's a big part of our culture. And then, as you can see right behind me here, we have a house where we have grass roof, turf roof. So this was also the way that the Faroese built their house earlier. We're going to see some of them as well in a minute. And this is something that we like to keep because it's part of our culture. It looks nice, and the tourists likes it as well.
Yeah, one of the audience, Justina, wrote that it's really beautiful, the roof on your on the houses. So now we know that it's kind of typical things for Faroe Islands.
It is.
So according to the traditional things, when I, for example, come to Faroe Island, I can also join to this part of the life and see how it's real life on Faroe Island, I suppose.
Of course, yes, exactly.
You said something about ships. Because I heard that on Faroe Islands there are more ships than people, and that the ships are like kind of the Google Maps, that they have some special things for them and take a photo. And please say something about that, because it was really, really interesting.
Yeah. So in the Faroe Islands, we have about 52,000 people and about 75,000 sheep. So there are more sheep in the Faroe Islands than we have people. And also the name of the Faroe Islands. In Faroese we say Føroyar, and in Scandinavian language we say Færøerne, which means the sheep island as well. So the Faroe Islands have been named after all these sheep here as well. And we were trying to to take part in the Google Street View, to have Faroe Islands be included in that project. But there were some challenges as well, and so we decided just to make our own street view. And instead of calling it the street view, we called it the sheep view. And the way we did this was where we have some sheep, and then we placed some cameras on the back of these sheep. So they were able to walk free and wild out in the nature where they usually walk, and then we can follow them with a sheep view.
It's a wonderful idea, really, but it's like kind of the nature, so you cannot say that, please go there because we need a photo from this side, or please go there. They decide what they want to show.
Yeah, so it was a great PR stunt, and people were very positive about it and think it was very funny and creative as well. And also to sit and watch the sheep's view where it was walking and to see some of the nature part as well and the cliffs. And so it was a success.
Kochani, nie wiem, czy odnotowaliście, ale na Wyspach Owczych mieszka ponad 50 000 ludzi, natomiast owiec jest ponad 70 000. Czyli tak, to jest prawda, na Wyspach Owczych jest więcej owiec niż ludzi i robią na zasadzie, pokazują a la street view, mają przyczepione do swoich pleców kamery, poruszają się po wyspach i te kamery robią zdjęcia i potem można obejrzeć to w internecie. I powiem szczerze, jest naprawdę genialny pomysł. I was telling in Polish about the difference between the number of the people who lives on Faroe Islands and the numbers of the ships, because for me it was like, sometimes you read something in internet, but it's not true. Yeah. So this is why I would like to ask you if it's really true, because it was a really great idea. But from where all these ships came to Faroe Islands, it's like, I don't know. How long they are there?
Yeah, so they've been here for many hundred years, and so the type of the sheep has been changing a little bit for the last couple of decades as well, the last 100 years, and now we have a Scandinavian type that is it's a nice sheep that we are having now at the moment. So it's something that really feels a lot here in the Faroe Islands. Almost everywhere you walk around the nature, you will see them. And they are always staring at you. They are very friendly, and they are always very curious. So it's some of them you can feed, and some of them are a little bit more shy and a little bit more careful as well. Yeah, but you see them around everywhere in the country. Yeah.
Yeah, because you live there and tourists come, so they, I think, used to that. We are like the cows in India, for example. They are also everywhere, and they also used to people because it's normal for them. I can say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you because when clients come to me, the individual clients, they asking for the trips for 2 weeks, for example.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a 2 weeks? It will be okay for visit Faroe Islands, and maybe you think that it should be for shorter time or longer? And what itinerary you can propose for clients for this time? What you can recommend them?
Yeah, usually we like to recommend 1 or 2 weeks stay. It depends on what you want to see. And usually we like to ask a lot of questions as well to make sure that we are providing the correct services for the client, what they want to experience, how they want to experience it as well. So we are able to make the perfect itinerary for each client.
So what are kind of the questions that we should ask the clients if they want to go to, for sure they want to go to see the nature, because this is the destination like more for nature, I suppose, not like big cities, etc. So this is like obvious. So what question it's needed to ask the clients to prepare them the best itinerary?
Yeah, so we like to ask them, for example, if they want to stay on one island for the whole stay, or if they want to stay in different islands as well. If they want to stay in some of the smaller villages as well, and what kind of food they like, and also what kind of activities they want to do. If they're out for some light sightseeing, we're sitting in a bus with the local guide telling them some about our culture and some stories as well. Or if they want to take part by themselves and go out to be adventurous for a kayak tour, for some cliff jumping, or for some outdoor activities where you can really be active as well. So it depends on often the age of the guest, or if they have some special interests, or so there are a lot of options.
Do you think it's a good destination for travel with family, with children? Do you have some special activities for children?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of space here there's a lot of room for the children just to be children and walk around and experience the places that we have here, to see themselves around, because there's a very, very low numbers of crime in the Faroe Islands, so it's a little bit more laid back, and they can be children out in the nature as well. And so there are very many people who are traveling to the Faroe Islands with their children as well.
Okay. And what is the best way to visit Faroe Islands? It should be like by car, or you have some buses inside the island and we can use the buses to visit some places, the most important, for example, or you recommend by car? Of course, if you need to go to other island, I suppose that you need to take a boat as well.
Yeah.
But for example, if we are staying in the main island, what is the best option?
Well, we have buses going around to most of the places of the islands, but we recommend the rental car. So most of the main islands in the Faroe Islands are combined with subsea tunnels or bridges, so it's possible to drive from an island to another one, and this makes it very flexible for people just to travel around in their own way and in their own speed as well. What they want to see, when they want to go home as well, and how long they want to stay in each attraction as well. So rental car is very, very convenient here in the Faroe Islands.
Okay, so you recommend to go by car. Is it easy to drive on Faroe Islands because
it's very
of the
easy and safe to drive. We have a speed limit in village. We drive maximum 50 kilometers per hour. And then in between the villages, we can drive 80 kilometers an hour. And since the society is so small, we usually don't drive more than 1 hour to reach something. So it's a very small, also with distances.
Okay. So the best idea is what about the buses? Because I know one of my friends, when he visited Faroe Islands, he used buses to reach to each points. There is a really good connection between the roads, or you cannot.
There's a great connection for most of the places, where we have several departures from Tórshavn every day. If you have some of the minor places you want to go and visit, there are not so good connections for every days. But then again, it's possible as well to do it in that way.
How long in advance I need to reserve whole things like hotels, like cars, etc. when I want to come to Faroe Islands?
Yeah. So the summer season is always very popular. We've had some challenges with the hotel capacity here in Tórshavn, where we've had about 320 hotel rooms in total. But for 2020, this year, we have managed to double our capacity. So at the moment, we have had 2 new hotels opening in 2020, 2 new 4-star hotels, which is making a lot easier for us to plan and arrange, and you don't always have to be in such a good time to make sure that you'll get a good hotel room as well. So that has been the biggest challenge of them all for us, and now it's a little bit easier, and you don't always have to be in such good time. But usually we recommend to plan your trip for, if it's for the summertime, it's a good idea to start planning it in January, February.
Yeah, so as you said, it depending of the time we will choose. And according to some smaller islands, I heard about the island which is called Koltur, as I hope that is good pronunciation, that on this island lives only 2 people. Is it true or something changed?
Yeah. So
really?
On this island, it's actually the second smallest island of them all. And the only people living here is the farmer of the island. So it is true.
For us it's really, really strange, that is island and it lives only 2 people there, and so it's like, and I can say they have island for themselves. But when I come there as a tourist, I can go there and visit the island, or it's like more private for them, and that's all.
Yeah. So 17 of the 18 islands are free to visit. So especially for local people, you can go everywhere around, and they are also friendly in culture. So they say hello, and they are very positive, and people want to come and visit their island as well, and to show interest for their island. So it's something that we're very happy about.
So I can go to this island or not?
Yes, you can go.
Yes,
We
okay,
have
okay.
some tours that are going to this island, so it's possible to visit the island and the family as well.
Okay. And what activities, for example, you can propose for the companies when they are travel for incentive trips for like 4 or 5 days around?
Yeah. Well, again, we like to ask a lot of questions. We're very close to nature, so we like to use the nature when we are doing the itineraries for the incentives as well and company trips. We are offering a lot of unique options with hiking in the mountains, with rappelling, with kayaking as well. And usually we like to say that everything is possible. We tailor make all our offers to every client. So we usually like to ask these questions to make sure that we can get all these details to make sure that they will reach the goal of their trip. And also the food is a big part of our culture as well, as I mentioned. So we like to include some great meals served in the Faroese traditional way.
Okay, so it depends. What about the local cuisine? What is typical? The meat of sheep or not?
Yeah.
Or it's forbidden?
The Faroe Islands, it's a fishing nation. We have a lot of sea around us, so we like to fish a lot. You can see the small boat in the background here as well. This is a local small fisherman as well.
Mhm.
So fish is a big part of our cuisine, especially cod, and then of course the sheep as well, which we can prepare in a lot of different ways. We like to dry it, and we like to ferment it as well. That was the way that they did it in old time. So that's a big part of our culture, and we really like to keep the tradition going on. And so the Faroese people really like fermented sheep and dried sheep as well.
So it's not true that what I was reading in internet, that the meat of sheep came from to Faroe Island, came from New Zealand, for example, that you are not eating your own sheep, as I can say.
Yeah. So most of the people here have some sources, have some connections. So we eat most of it. We eat local sheep, but we also have some of them are being imported from Iceland or also from New Zealand sometimes. Yeah.
Do you have any local alcohol which came from Faroe Islands?
Yes, we have two local breweries from the Faroe Islands. We have a Faroese beer, and they date back to 1888. And they are producing a lot of different beers, special beers as well. And also now lately they have been starting to doing a new brand called Einar, and they are doing distilleries, whiskey, vodka, gin as well. So they are doing a lot of these beverages as well. And then we have the other one called Okkara. It's Hours Brewery, it means, and it dates back to 2009, and they're located there in the Faroe Islands in Tórshavn area, Velbastar it's called, and they're doing also beer and special beers.
So we need to check which vodka is more stronger, the Polish one or the vodka from Faroe Islands.
I'm not a big vodka fan, but I'm sure that the Polish will have some very strong vodka.
Yeah, we have around 40%, I suppose.
Yeah. We can also be up there in the 40s. So it's
Of course, we have also our own alcohol that we prepare in home. It's called Bimber. And it's really, really strong. It can be also 70%. So in this point, we can fight, I can say.
Yes, you can. You can fight and you can win.
And we can win.
Yes, I'm sure.
I have one more question about the weather, because you say that it's good that when it's not raining. Is the Faroe Islands like rainy places as Scotland, or where is more rain? Do you know?
During summertime, it doesn't rain that much. This is a typical day in the Faroe Islands. It hasn't been raining for a couple of days. I'm quite sure now. Everything's dry. The road is dry as well. I think we are quite similar to Scotland in the weather. Yeah.
Is it far from Scotland to Faroe Islands? Like, do you have some ferries between it or not?
We did have some ferries from the Faroe Islands to Scotland, Aberdeen earlier, but now we do only have one direct flight connection to Edinburgh from the Faroes.
How far is it by flight?
Well, it usually takes between 1 and 2 hours to fly from the Faroe Islands to our neighbor countries. So it's not so far away, even though it looks quite remote here in the North Atlantic.
And Iceland? Because Iceland is quite close, I suppose. They are
Yes.
ferries or flights as well?
Yes, they are our closest neighbor. It takes approximately 1 hour to fly to Iceland.
1 hour. There is no ferry between the islands.
We
Iceland
also have a ferry as well. Yeah, we have a ferry that is sailing here from the marina in Tórshavn, and they sail about 1 or 2 times a week to Iceland, and then it takes 15, 18 hours or so.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's nice. You wanted to show us something during your walk. You were talking about the... Please, show it.
Exactly. So I can show you a little bit around here where I'm
Yeah.
walking at the moment. I'm located down in the older part of Tórshavn. So this is the Prime Minister's office, and it's very old, and it dates back to one of the oldest governments in the world, and we still keep it the way we used to have it, with the turf roof as well, and keep the old traditional look of it. So it's really nice and really something that we are proud of showing to all our guests. So I will be moving a little bit closer towards the older part of the village, where people started to living in Tórshavn, and this is the small and iconical house we can see in front of us here.
Mm-hmm.
Black house. It was there was no paint when these houses started to being built, so they made it with tar just to make sure it looks good, and also that it doesn't leak. So,
Mm-hmm.
how
How old is this house?
And the oldest houses here in this area date back to the 13th, 1400s.
Whoa.
So they have been kept just like they are, and people, they do live here as well during today. So usually we like to be a little bit quiet when we're down here, not to interrupt them as well, and not to peek inside the windows, even though people sometimes are very, very curious and like to do that. So we like to respect their private life as well.
Yeah, it's really, really amazing that they are really old houses and still people live there. And they are old people, or also their children lives there?
It's also the younger generations.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big part of our culture, and these houses are located down in the city center, so you can almost walk everywhere you want to go. So it is like something that is very demanded. When these houses are for sale, there are a lot of people who want to buy them and live here.
Mm-hmm. Is it expensive to buy house here now?
Yeah, these houses are a bit expensive. We have the housing prices in the Faroe Islands are peaking at the moment, especially in Tórshavn. Everybody wants to live in Tórshavn, so it is. It's in the expensive end at the moment.
What are the approximately prices? Do you know?
Well, yes, If I would say around 300,000 euros, you would be
Oh,
able to buy one of these houses, approximately
whoa.
around there.
So yeah, you're right. It's quite expensive, and you don't have really big land close to your home. You need to pay only for home with no very a lot of plants around that you can have your garden, etc. So it's kind of expensive, yeah.
Yes, it is. It is quite
Mm.
expensive. But they are very built very close. The oldest one, so they have some very narrow streets, like we can see here. These are the oldest local streets in Tórshavn, the old
Mhm.
city center. So you can see this very very narrow and very
It's kind
close.
of untypical center. I can say it according to some other countries with the bigger cities. It's like in the city centers we used to that they are a lot of shops. There is an old town, and it's kind of like part of city center looks like a small village, which is really really unique. I think.
Yes, even though the Faroe Islands is a quite modern country, we've chosen to preserve this oldest part. So
I was also surprised the prime minister house. I was thinking, that we used to that they are big buildings with some new looks, and it's
yeah,
like home, yeah,
yeah,
typical.
yes. This is kept like it was many years ago. So it's part of our culture as well, and it's also attraction. People like to come in and visit this area and the prime minister's office as well.
You can meet him there
Uh, it's
sometimes.
possible. Yeah, it's possible. He works there every day, so it's possible to meet him or to see him as well.
Hmm. It's like it's calm there now because of the time we have that it's harder to travel to some destination, or it's every time like this that it's like really really calm and you can go walk and relax during your walk.
Yes, exactly. It's really relaxing. You can just go for a walk. There are not so many people here during July this year, so it's relaxing.
So now I know that what you are when you talk about the relaxed things that the people are more relaxed. Now I know why. I
Yeah,
was watching what you show us, and I feel that I am in a relaxed position. I can go there, walk, and that's all. Not to hurry.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. I can show you these little rock formations that have been made. These are rocks that are painted with the Faroese female national dress,
Uh
national
huh.
suit. So they have Faroese colors, and then they have some silverware as well that has been made by hand, and then they have even different turns or different you can say colors and the designs as well. So in the modern way, they are doing it with different colors. They're making it with their own colors and with their own designs as well. And these are very expensive. They cost about 2,500 euros for one complete suit here as well. So this is also a big part of our culture. People here like to collect the silver parts, especially from when they're very young, and then when they graduate in their about 20 years of age, are to have the complete suit as well to celebrate their graduation when as well.
But the stones cost 2,500 euro, or the dresses.
The dresses cost 2,500 euros or so, the full suit. So these stones have been hand painted as well. So they are made by the owner.
It's really, really nice.
it's a big part of our culture as well.
Mhm. So, as I understood, they still use these dresses because we have also some in Poland, some typical dresses, but we don't use it now. Yeah, we are more like international clothes and we wear more international fashion clothes than
Yeah.
our typical from. But as you said, on Faroe, it's like you should to have after graduate and they still wear it.
Yeah, we wear it for special occasions. So, for example, for a graduation party, we wear it. When someone's getting married, for example, we wear it as well. And then also for the national days of the Faroe Islands that take part in the late July, 28 and 29, everybody are wearing their national dresses as well. So it's a
Nice.
big face party during that time of year.
Nice, really nice. I get a feeling that local people are really close to the traditional things and the culture, and they feel like they are from there and they close to whole things from Faroe Islands, the culture.
Yes, exactly.
You say
Correct.
something about the weddings. Do you have a big weddings in Faroe Islands, or is it like a small meeting, small party? What is typical
Yeah,
wedding?
it is very different. Some people like to have a major wedding with a lot of people, a lot of guests as well. And then we have the weddings in the churches like this one you can see in the back here. This
Mm-hmm.
is also the old cathedral of the Tórshavn. And then
Mm-hmm.
we have large parties for the weddings as well. So some people like to do it that way, and then some keep it a little bit low key.
So it's kind of similar in Poland. Sometimes we have wedding like 100 people, 200, 150 in a small village,
Yeah,
but some of them are really small. Now, because of the problem with coronavirus, we have smaller weddings still.
yeah, same
150
here.
people, it's okay.
Yeah,
Um,
but the Faroe Islands are also very popular to come here for their wedding. So people are coming here to get married as well.
Really? From
Yeah,
where?
from everywhere around the world.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was thinking about the people are going, for example, to Maldives, to Seychelles, to Zanzibar
yeah,
for a wedding. I didn't know that they come to Faroe Island for a wedding.
yeah. This is also a group of islands that is quite exotic in another way. So people like to come something to come to a place where it's unique and something else that they're used to.
Nice. Um, we have a question from one of the audience because couple before our virtual trips to Faroe Islands, I had the virtual trips to USA, and we were
Yeah,
talking about Las Vegas. That this is like you are going there for a fast wedding party, fast wedding
yeah.
marriage for like half hour or one day. And she's asking because she was watching the USA virtual trips. She's asking, is Faroe Island the second Las Vegas?
Well, it's not a place like Las Vegas, not for the wedding part either. So it's people who are really want to come to a remote place, something that's very unique for their wedding, and also to take their wedding photos. They like to come to the Faroe Islands because you can take some very good wedding photos around in the nature here, where we have cliffs in the backgrounds, where we have the sea stacks in the background, a lot of green nature as well. And then we do also have a lot of very good photographers here in the Faroe Islands for these kind of photos. So it's something that is being more and more usual here in the Faroes.
How long in advance do you need to reserve whole things for a wedding?
Yeah, well, it depends again on the season. We have had some clients who are coming to the Faroe Islands, and especially when it's for the summer season, you can start planning it in a couple of months in advance. Also, to make sure that you get a good hairdresser to do the hair of the bride, and also if they want to have a nice hotel room or a hotel suite or a nice venue for the wedding as well. So we usually like to recommend to do that a couple of months in advance.
couple of months. So, in Poland, we need to do it like 2 years in advance often.
Yeah. No. If you're flexible with the date, you can do it a couple of months. If you have everything settled, you know how you would like it. It perhaps could be started a little bit earlier than that.
Nice, you're right, because the photos after wedding should be very nice because of the nature and all the things. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's new information from me. And according to our currently times, do you know where the Faroe Islands will be open? They are talking about that.
Yes, at the moment the marks have been open to the neighbor countries here. Iceland, we have a lot of Icelandic people there, especially Danes are here as well, and the Norwegians, some Germans as well. So they are speaking about to open it a little bit more, and I'm sure that the board of the Visit Faroe Islands here and the government are going to inform everybody on the different platforms, on the website, on the LinkedIn as well, and on the social medias. So I'm sure that everything will be informed when they decide to open again for everyone.
Because Iceland is already open, and for example, I can fly to Iceland and come to Faroe Islands from Iceland when I am Polish or not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I can.
No. At the moment, they have been open for the neighbor countries.
Okay.
And I'm sure that there will be some more openings in the upcoming weeks or months.
Okay. Do you want to show us something more?
Yes, I have some a little bit more. At the moment, I've just entered the Marina Park on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the most trafficked areas in the center city, Tórshavn.
Mm-hmm.
We can see here on this side we have colorful marina buildings.
Mm-hmm.
They are hosting restaurants and cafes as well. So this is a very popular area when you go out for some coffee, to enjoy the weather, to speak with some friends.
So
And then
it's different style than before you show us the old buildings with the Prime Minister house. It's different style.
It's a different style. It's more modern. So as I told you, the Faroe Islands are a modern society. We have all kind of modern houses and buildings as well, with technology, with subsea tunnels. We're making a subsea tunnel now from Tórshavn, from Streymoy, where Tórshavn is on, to another island called Eysturoy, and that subsea tunnel is approximately 11-12 kilometers. And there's around.
Oh, co się... Oh, you are.
I'm here. Yes.
Yeah.
So I can show you. This is Voxbotnur. This is the old marketplace where people used to trade fish and all kind of sources, fish and birds and a lot of other groceries. Just take a look here. Hey.
Kind of fish market.
Yes. Yes. Some fish market with all kind of fish and with different ways of preparing it and drying it and fermenting it as well. For example, this is dried fish that has been hanging out to dry for about 4 to 6 weeks. So this is like the Faroese used to do it in old time to make the food last, since there weren't any freezers or any refrigerators. Okay. So this is salmon. Faroese are very good in the fish farming area as well, so we're producing a lot of high quality salmon, and especially smoked salmon and fresh salmons are among the most exported goods here in the Faroe Islands, and we export to all of the world, the Asian market, to the European market, and especially to the American market as well. So it's something that we are very proud of. Tack för det.
But we can come here and buy fish and take home, or we can go here and buy fish and they will cook for us it.
This is to buy fresh fish to take home.
Take home. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So a lot of the restaurants we can see here, the cafes and the restaurants here, they are serving a lot of fish and seafood. And here you can come in as a guest for a night to have some Faroese cuisines with fish and seafood and lamb as well, and then have it prepared like the Faroese used to do it, fermented and a little bit tasty in another way that the Faroese really love it, and the foreigners often have some challenges with liking it or eating it. So it's an experience as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I see the buildings close to the marina are really colorful.
Yes, they're really colorful. It's like the image of Tórshavn, the marine area, where we have preserved the older houses, where we had markets, where we have had a lot of groceries being kept as well for the salesmen to come and pick up and then sell in their local areas as well. So it's something that we've preserved, and it's a colorful experience for the Faroese and also for our guests to come here and enjoy the nice weather and the colorful Tórshavn.
I get a feeling that this is the place after it will be open for tourists, I would like to come and see I like really places where I can feel the nature, and they are more natural than big cities, etc. So I get a feeling that this is a great place for go and relax after all the things are happened.
It's a very good place, and you are very welcome as well to visit us.
Thank you. We are almost close to 1 hour, our today meetings. I am looking if we have any question that we didn't answer on our chat. Yeah. But I think we already say about all the questions. So if you would like to show us something more, you are free. If not, it will be already end.
Yes. So I think we've been walking a little bit around the marine area. I can show you one of the iconical Faroese rowboats. These are the boats made out of wood. You can see in front of us here that the Faroese used to build and to fish in as well in early time. And these are usually handmade, and they are in different sizes. And they have also been preserved like they looked several years ago, many hundred years ago. And today we have a national sport called rowing. And we are rowing in these kind of boats as well. So for all the small festivals and the villages around the Faroe Islands, we are having the boat races where people are racing in these kind of boats as well. So that's also a big part of our culture, that people are coming together to celebrate and to take part in these kind of races as well.
So still the fishermen use these boats?
Yes, fishermen are also using these. For now, they're using an engine instead of rowing by themselves. But the boat it looks like it did earlier as well.
Yeah, for sure. It's easier if it will have an engine to go in the middle of the sea. Yeah. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. So I think it's already done, our virtual trips to Faroe Islands. I hope that everybody from our audience would like to go there when it will be open for more countries than now. So they are welcome for sure. Thank you, Jógvan, one more time for joining our virtual trips, and that you show us the really interesting place the Faroe Islands are. So thank you very much for joining to our project.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. Kochani, bardzo Wam dziękujemy za udział w kolejnych naszych wirtualnych podróżach. Mamy nadzieję, że Wam się podobała wycieczka na Wyspy Owcze, które niewątpliwie są ciekawym kierunkiem na naszej mapie świata, także serdecznie Was zapraszamy na wizytę na Wyspach i na podróż w tym kierunku, jak tylko będzie można. Już teraz zapraszamy Was na kolejne wirtualne podróże. O kolejnym kierunku dowiecie się już niebawem i oczywiście będzie to w następnym tygodniu. Także dziękujemy Wam bardzo za obecność. Jeżeli pojawią się w głowie Wam jakieś pytania odnośnie Wysp Owczych, proszę napiszcie w komentarzach bądź wiadomości. Chętnie na wszystkie odpowiemy. Dziękujemy Wam serdecznie. Pozdrawiamy. Do następnego.